What is the contribution of HAU in the national building?
Sir, HAU has contributed in various ways, like it has given many varieties of wheat and paddy which are resistant to disease and which consume less water. And it has also given many millet varieties like bajra and all, which is mainly grown in Haryana. So HAU has always played an instrumental role in alleviating the problems of farmers. It has been directly connected with farmers. It has established various regional centers through which it provides various weather services, and it also provides agricultural inputs like seeds and fertilizers at very nominal rates. So all these are the initiatives.
What is soil health card?
Sir, soil health card is a scheme established by central government to uh, test the soil fertility status of the farmers. So in this scheme, basically the soil samples are taken from the field of the farmers, and there are certain parameters on which soil health is ascertained, like some macronutrients and micronutrients, NPK and calcium, sulfur, and potassium. So after the testing of the soil sample, farmers are given recommendation about the use of fertilizers. So it is basically for implementing the wise and judicious use of fertilizers so that there is no overuse of fertilizers and soil health is maintained.
Okay, okay. What is your contribution in, as a soil conservation officer in Punjab?
Sir, while working as soil conservation officer, I have been directly connected with the farmers at the grassroots level. I have tried to understand their problems. Like my main job is to deal with the field of irrigation water. So, like we as a SCO, we provide underground pipeline networks to the farmers, and we work in micro irrigation systems. So in my capacity, I have like identified the areas where there is more need of canal water, through which through the pipeline networks we can provide the canal water to them. Then we have been able to identify the areas where there is need of micro irrigation, like drip and sprinkler systems, where the farmers are not able to use the other conventional methods of irrigation. So I think, sir, during my 6 year tenure at as SCO, we have been able to cover areas where there was no micro irrigation earlier available. We provided them these micro irrigation systems, and many underground pipelines were laid, and we provided water to the last point.
Despite being launched a micro irrigation system, why underground water is falling down?
Sir, it has more to do with the behavioral pattern, I think, because since long time, farmers have been using this groundwater. But now, as we can see that in Punjab, the electricity for the farmers is free, so there is no check on them as such, and there is no judicious use of groundwater. That is one of the main factors, sir. And then I think, sir, farmers need to be sensitized about the judicious use of water, because until and unless they understand the gravity of the time, they won't be incentivized to use this micro irrigation systems. So I think these two are the main factors which can be blamed for the
Do you know NASA has
ground.
published a report, and Water and Resources Ministry also published a report that underground water is depleting in a very dangerous situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not aware of the report as such, but as far as Punjab is concerned, there are almost more than 80% of the blocks in Punjab are overexploited as per the Central Groundwater Board, which is very alarming situation, and the situation is not seeming to improve. Means they are already in the dangerous category, but even then the water ground is being extracted from them. So we need to check this situation, sir, to prevent the further groundwater depletion. Yes, sir.
Has Haryana government launched any scheme to replace uh, any crop to depleting the underground water?
Yes, sir. Haryana government has come with some schemes, like one I can recall of is Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana.
Bhavantar Bharpai Yojana.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where farmers are incentivized to grow the crops other than paddy, and the difference between their MSP is paid by the government. That is Bhavantar. So whatever the market price is there, they are getting, and whatever is the MSP, the difference is being paid by the government to the farmers. Then I think, sir, second one is the DSR, that is direct seeding of rice.
Direct seeding of rice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So if farmers grow DSR, then they get an incentive of around 4,000 rupees per acre, because in DSR there is less consumption of water. So these two schemes I can recall, sir. They are being implemented by the government of Haryana to diversify the crops.
What's your view about stubble burning and how it can prevent?
Yes, sir. So stubble burning is one of the very alarming topic in nowadays, as we can see that after every paddy season there is a lot of stubble burning in the states, mainly in Punjab, Haryana, and the surrounding areas of NCR. So, sir, it has been a contentious issue because if we see from the farmers' perspective, they see no other alternative other than to burn the paddy stubble. But if we see the environmental consequences, they are really severe, because we see that during this time of October, November, the air quality is worsened, and we even feel there is so much poor air quality that it feels difficult to breathe even. So the solutions can be, sir, we can incentivize farmers to not burn stubble. We can incentivize them so that they don't burn, and we can come up with some innovative solutions, like we can use that stubble in the brick making industry. There are some bricks coming up with the use of stubbles. Then we can brick clean industry. We can use them. We can use that stubble as a packaging material, and then there are pellets also being made from these stubbles. They can be used in the thermal power plants, and then, sir, there are some agricultural machinery. We can use the happy seeder like for the direct seeding. So all these solutions can be taken up, and we can convince the farmers to
How
not go for
convinced? I think there has been a 15 years, more than 15 years, they are not preventing. Government is not enough to take preventive step.
Right, sir. Sir, actually, the problem has become more severe in recent years. Earlier, also, farmers used to burn, but at that time, the air quality was not that much severe. But nowadays, we can see it very evidently. So, I think now in the recent years, the government have increased that implementation. Earlier, even in my job, I used to see that there was not much pressure from the government side. But during the last 2 3 years, the government has really tried to actively implement the ban on stubble burning, because I myself have been employed in the stubble burning duty. I acted as a cluster officer. So even I felt that during these 1 2 years, the enforcement was very strict.
ओके आपकी जो हॉबी है उसमें नॉन फिक्शन स्पिरिचुअल बुक है स्पिरिचुअल बुक कौन सी सबसे बढ़िया लगती है आपको फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट इज अ स्पिरिचुअल व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल
Sir, in my view, I think spirituality is basically connecting with oneself. Uh, it is not like it has nothing to do with the religion and all things. Spirituality is basically connecting to one superpower that can be
to know thyself to know myself
to know oneself. Yes, sir. Basically, to know the true nature of a human being.
Okay.
What is the purpose of all this creation? So all these philosophical questions, I think they are related to the spirituality. It is finding oneself. And sir, about my hobby, I like reading spiritual texts like Bhagavad Gita. I have read, sir. It is one of my favorites. Then I have read some other spiritual texts like I have been initiated from RSSB. So I read their material, spiritual.
What is the basic theme of Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, it is basically don't expect anything in return. You just focus on your work. Like Nishkam Karma is the main philosophy of Bhagavad
What is
Gita.
Nishkam Karma?
Nishkam Karma is, sir, that we are focusing on our work and not focusing on the results, because the result is not in our hand. What is in our hand is our actions. So Nishkam Karma is basically selfless action.
Means non-attachment.
Yeah, right.
Detachment of the material things.
Right, sir.
It is the basic theme.
Yes, sir.
And second one?
Second
It
one.
is a basic theme. First one, second one.
Then, sir, it is telling us about the karma yoga and all things that it is basically the crux of philosophy.
How
So,
much type of योग, मतलब कितने योग हैं?
yes, sir. There are many yogas like Raj Yoga, Karma Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Gyan Yoga,
भक्ति योग.
Bhakti Yoga. Yes, sir.
क्या डिफरेंस इनमें बेसिकली?
Sir, the end result is almost same, but the way of attaining the last stage is different. Like in Bhakti Yoga, devotion is the main element. Like Bhakti, it is the devotion which makes a devotee attain his final result. In Karma Yoga,
What is final
focuses.
result?
Final result is basically, sir, attainment of moksha or nirvan. Your
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड.
yes,
फाइनल
sir.
तो वही है,
Yes,
कर्म चाहे कोई भी हो.
yes, sir.
ठीक है, बहुत बढ़िया. तो स्पिरिचुअल बुक में यू लाइक मोस्ट भगवत गीता.
Yes.
एंड हु रोट इट?
I'm not sure, sir. Shri Krishna, but
श्री कृष्ण वाज द narrator,
orator. Yes.
orator. Who wrote it?
I'm not able to recall, sir.
होल्ड करने को. What is the basic difference between Ashtavakra Gita and Bhagavad Gita?
Sorry, sir. I'm not.
अष्टावक्र गीता. ठीक, ये भी थोड़ा देख लेना क्योंकि गीता में भी काफी है ना कंपैरिजन है.
Okay, sir.
अष्टावक्र गीता अलग है. जो राजा जनक और अष्टावक्र के बीच में कहानी है. एक्चुअली थीम सबकी एक है.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. अब उसमें क्या है कि जो जनक है, सीता माता जी के जो पिताजी है, राजा होते हुए भी निष्काम कर्म कर रहे हैं. वो निष्काम कर्म करते हुए भी वो राजा है. तो पहली बात तो मेटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग को भी आप कंज्यूम कर सकते हैं निष्काम कर्म करते हुए. ठीक है. नॉन फिक्शन बुक?
Sir, I like self-help kind of books, like The Meaning of Life by Viktor Frankl. Then I have read The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and
Who wrote it?
I'm not able to recall.
Joseph
Sir.
Joseph
have
Murphy
to
has written The
work.
Subconscious Mind.
Yeah, I think yes.
ठीक है.
We'll have to read about all this stuff, sir.
ओके ओके.
Yeah.
अब एक्चुअली जो नॉन फिक्शन और स्पिरिचुअल बुक है ना, जिस पे तुम बोल रहे हो, उसकी थोड़ी होलिस्टिक नॉलेज होनी चाहिए.
राइट सर. सर इसमें मैं मतलब और क्या, मतलब मैंने इतनी नहीं पढ़ी है, बट आई लाइक.
सबसे ज्यादा स्पिरिचुअल का मतलब क्या है और तुमने कैसे अटेन किया? स्पिरिचुअलिज्म का मतलब क्या है?
सर
क्वेश्चन का आंसर तुमने बिल्कुल सही दिया. डिटैचमेंट ऑफ मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग्स. क्योंकि बिल्कुल बेसिकली क्या है कि हम अपने लिए एक्यूमुलेट करते रहते हैं लेकिन वो हमारे काम नहीं आनी. ठीक है. और लेकिन हमें कर्म भी करना है. कर्म करते हुए धर्म का भी साथ देना हम लोगों को. धर्म का साथ में करते रिश्तेदारी भी हुई तो हमें उसको इग्नोर कर देना. उसके चाचा ताऊ तो थे जिनकी उन्होंने अर्जुन ने वध किया.
जी बिल्कुल सर, फैमिली फ्यूड ही था.
ठीक. अच्छा, थर्ड वन हॉबी इज ट्रैवलिंग टू न्यू प्लेसेस. तो कौन कौन से प्लेसेस आप एक्सप्लोर कर चुके हैं?
So I've basically been to North India, like I have been to Himachal, I've been to Dalhousie, Shimla, Narkanda, and then in Rajasthan I have been to Jaipur, Ajmer,
Why Dalhousie?
Jodhpur.
नाम कैसे पड़ा डलहौजी का?
Sir, it was named after Lord Dalhousie, who was a governor general during British times in India. So I think it was a resting place for them. So Lord Dalhousie used to visit there very frequently. So it was named after him.
Right. हेलो, हाँ क्या हाल है? और सुनाओ. अच्छा, तो फिर कहाँ हो अभी? स्टेडियम तो आओगे? अच्छा, तो फिर कोई प्लानिंग है आने की? आ जाओ, आ जाओ। कब कब टाइमिंग मिलेगी तुम्हें? हाँ तो फिर आ जाना 15-20 मिनट में। कितनी देर में निकलोगे घर? ठीक है, ठीक ठीक। ठीक है, कितनी देर में पहुंचोगे आओगे तो? ठीक, ठीक है, ठीक। हम वही हूँ, अकेला हूँ अभी। हम्म, ठीक। एनएसएस का क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन है?
सर नेशन बिल्डिंग हैवंट रेड मच सर,
ठीक
एनएसएस
है।
मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा सर।
इंडिया में कोई पल्स पोलियो का इरेडिकेट हो चुका है बिल्कुल?
यस सर, एज पर WHO तो इरेडिकेट हो चुका है, बट फिर भी केसेस तो हैं सर कुछ।
और
पल्स
मॉनिटरिंग क्लब के तुम
पोलियो,
मेंबर भी रहे हो?
यस सर।
ठीक ठीक ठीक। और पीएनबी में भी आपने जॉब की है?
जी सर।
व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड, व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट द डिजिटलाइजेशन?
So digitalization is basically providing the services in a digital format, like online services. Uh, this present government has focused on this through their Digital India campaign. So it is basically providing the services through the digital platforms, uh, their online services like digital banking, all this.
और आपने सुपरविजन के इलेक्शन ड्यूटी का तो कैसे आपको फीलिंग हुई? सबसे पहले क्या होगा, आपने फर्स्ट टाइम किया होगा,
Yes, sir.
तो क्या आपको एक्सपीरियंस हुआ?
Sir, actually, I got to know like the sentiments of people which are associated with the elections. There is so much of excitement and all people are having their different ideologies uh, related to the different political parties. So, being a supervisor, you have to supervise basically the BLOs, and on the day of the election, you have to maintain rapport with all the polling parties. So, being a supervisor, it is a very, you can say, demanding job during the time of elections. You have to make collaboration with polling parties on the day of election, and you have to provide the information in the real time to the ARO. So यस, अभी ज्यादा नहीं आ रहा सर, कुछ ध्यान नहीं आ रहा, पढ़ना पड़ेगा
एक
थोड़ा
तो
और।
तुमने जो मुझे बताया ना, उस पर थोड़ा बेसिक पे अच्छी पकड़ करो, और
यस
की
सर।
हॉरिजेंटल और वर्टिकल एनालिसिस करो। एक तो
ठीक है।
ये मैंने समझा।
हॉरिजॉन्टल वर्टिकल कैसे सर?
हॉरिजेंटल मतलब कि अब जैसे सोइल कंजर्वेशन हो गया, तो यूएसए में क्या चल रहा है, उसमें क्या चल रहा है।
अच्छा।
ठीक है, मतलब एग्जांपल दिया मैंने तुम्हें, ऐसे स्टेप के ना।
जी।
स्पिरिचुअलिज्म में जैसे हमारा वेस्ट और वेस्टर्न स्पिरिचुअलिज्म और इंडिया की स्पिरिचुअलिज्म में क्या बेसिक डिफरेंस है,
ओके।
उसमें जैसे तुम्हारे पास फिलोसफी ऑप्शनल था, तो क्या
यस।
बेसिक डिफरेंस है, इस पे सारा पकड़ करूँ। तो अभी मुझे निकलना होगा।
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है, तो हम कल मिलते हैं, कल अच्छा टाइम निकालते हैं। कल तुम 5 o'clock आ जाना।
चलो मैं जल्दी आ जाऊंगा सर
हाँ,
कल।
फिर हम ना 7 तारीख से सुबह कर लेंगे, 3-4 घंटे लगातार इसमें लगे रहेंगे।
ठीक है सर, हाँ वो सुबह थोड़ा सही रहेगा,
हाँ,
कवर हो जाएगा जल्दी।
9:30 9:30 से लेकर 12 12:30 1 बजे तक।
ठीक है सर।
तो ये करते हैं हम लोग।
और ये क्वेश्चंस अगर मतलब ठीक है, चलो कुछ हैं आपके पास तो फ्रेम किए तो मुझे
चिंता
दे दो,
मत
मैं
करो,
पढ़
क्वेश्चन
लूंगा
इतने पूछ
उनको।
लेंगे, कोई भी क्वेश्चन छूटेगा नहीं वहां पर, कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं छूटेगा।
ओवरऑल सर किन एस्पेक्ट्स पे करना चाहिए मैं
बेसिक
करूंगा?
कवर होना चाहिए, जिससे भी तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट है उसका बेसिक कंप्लीट होना चाहिए। क्या है, क्यों है, कैसे है, किस प्रकार से है, इसमें तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट है उसकी तो होलिस्टिक नॉलेज होनी चाहिए। स्पिरिचुअलिज्म हो गया जैसे, या बाकी बुक्स होगी तुम्हारी, या नॉन फिक्शन बुक होगी, या मतलब माउंटेन क्लब हो गया, एक्चुअली से रिलेटेड सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए, तुम्हारा एजुकेशन बैकग्राउंड, तुम्हारा फैमिली बैकग्राउंड, ये सब कुछ कंप्लीट होता है। मम्मी क्या करते हैं आपको?
एएनएम है सर, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट में।
एएनएम क्या होता है?
नर्स।
अच्छा, सिरसा में?
वैद वाला पोस्टिंग है सर।
यहीं पर होगा बैकग्राउंड?
हाँ जी, पास में ही।
ठीक ठीक। तो ये कल मिलते हैं हम,
ठीक है सर।
और 5:30 पे आ जाना, 5 o'clock आ जाना।
कॉल कर लूंगा बाकी मैं आपको।
हाँ, फिर हम इसको डिटेल में है ना करते हैं। एक क्वेश्चन से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन निकल जाएंगे
जी।
एक थोड़ा सा एक्सप्रेशन में है ना, एक्सप्रेशन जैसे कुछ वर्ड में है ना थोड़ा सा लाउडली, क्या हम थोड़ा स्ट्रेस देना, कोई इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट आ गया तो स्ट्रेस देना उस पर।